Whispers of the Dreamcatcher, Part 1.
I've always been drawn to the enigmatic, the unexplained. One sleepless night, I found myself lost in the intricate realm of a dream, a place where reality and imagination blurred. I stood alone in a moonlit forest, shadows dancing beneath the silver glow of the night. Faint whispers beckoned me deeper into the inky darkness. Claire, Claire. My heart quickened as I followed the eerie voice through the trees. The chill wind sent shivers down my spine, and the night seemed to hold its breath. At last, I reached a moonlit clearing where a dreamcatcher hung from the gnarled branches of an ancient tree. You must unravel the mystery, Claire. Drawn by an invisible force, I reached out to touch the dreamcatcher. As my fingers brushed its delicate threads, I was transported into a different dream, a new reality. This time, I found myself inside an ancient, decaying mansion. Seek the truth, Claire. I explored the mansion's eerie corridors, uncovering cryptic clues that hinted at a dark family history. My journey led me to the mansion's foreboding basement, where I descended, the flickering beam of my flashlight revealing secrets buried in shadows. There, I stumbled upon an old, weathered diary, its pages a portal to a sinister secret. Time is running out, Claire. As I read the diary's passages, I realized that malevolent spirits clung to the mansion, harboring a thirst for vengeance born from a long-forgotten betrayal. The lights flickered and then plunged me into darkness. You're not alone, Claire. Panic surged through me as I fumbled for my flashlight, and in its trembling light, I saw a ghostly figure, a woman draped in a tattered gown, drifting toward me. Her eyes smouldered with an otherworldly anger. You cannot escape, Claire. You must pay for their sins. My heart raced as I searched for an escape. It was then that I remembered the dreamcatcher tucked in my pocket. I clenched it, throwing it at the vengeful apparition. The dreamcatcher ignited with an ethereal light, causing the spectre to wail in agony and disintegrate into a haunting mist. The truth has set you free, Claire. I awoke in a cold sweat, lying in my own bed, my heart still pounding. I had uncovered a dark secret from the past, and in doing so, put a restless spirit to rest. But the mysteries of the dream world beckoned, promising more enigmatic adventures. As I lay there, I couldn't help but wonder what other secrets the dreams held, and if I would ever unravel them all. I awoke, drenched in sweat, back in my own bed. The spectral echoes of the dream still lingered in my mind, haunting me. I knew that I had uncovered a dark secret from the past and had put a restless spirit to rest. But the mysteries of the dream world still called to me, promising more enigmatic adventures. As I lay there, my alarm clock blared, jolting me to reality. It was time to get up and face the day. I stumbled out of bed, drowsily throwing on a fresh set of clothes. Outside, the city was slowly coming to life, bathed in the early morning light. I checked the calendar on my way to the kitchen. A full day of work awaited me at the precinct. By the time I arrived, the bustling atmosphere was in full swing. I spotted my partner, Detective Jameson Reynolds, huddled in the break room, nursing a lukewarm coffee. "Morning, Claire," he grumbled, offering me a half-hearted nod. "Morning, Jameson. Any new cases today?" I asked, hoping for something to distract me from the eerie dream that still clung to my thoughts. Jameson let out a heavy sigh. Nothing new, just the usual mess of paperwork. But hey, we make our own luck, right? We grabbed our folders and headed to our desks, where a mountain of paperwork awaited us. It was a typical morning, just like any other. The mundane tasks of the day helped me push the unsettling dream to the back of my mind. As the day wore on, I got engrossed in one of our ongoing cases, a series of bizarre burglaries that seemed to defy explanation. Witnesses had reported strange noises and eerie lights, but no physical evidence had been left behind. While I sifted through witness statements and evidence, Jameson leaned over to me. "Claire, you seem a bit off today. Everything okay?" I hesitated for a moment, then decided to share the bizarre dream with him. I had this strange dream last night. It felt so real, like I was actually there, in a forest, and then in an old mansion. It was almost like a horror movie. Jameson looked intrigued, but there was a hint of concern in his eyes. "You know, dreams can be pretty wild sometimes, Claire. Maybe it's just stress from work." I nodded, though I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more to it. "You're probably right, Jameson." The day passed in a blur of meetings and paperwork. By evening, we had made little progress on the burglary case. Tired and drained, I left the precinct and headed for my favorite neighborhood bar. A few drinks and some good company seemed like the perfect way to unwind. Inside the dimly lit bar, I spotted my longtime friend, Emily, sitting at a corner table, nursing a glass of red wine. We had known each other since college, and our friendship had only deepened over the years. "Hey, Claire," she said, her eyes lighting up when she saw me. "You look like you could use a drink." I slid into the seat across from her. "You have no idea." The conversation flowed effortlessly, as it always did with Emily. We talked about work, our personal lives, and the mysteries that seemed to weave their way through my dreams. "You know, Claire," Emily said, sipping her wine, "I've read about dreamcatchers in Native American folklore. They're supposed to protect you from bad dreams and let the good ones through. Maybe your dream is trying to tell you something." I chuckled. "You think so? I've never been one for superstitions." Emily leaned in, her voice lowered. "You've always had a knack for solving mysteries. Maybe your dreams are trying to tell you something about your cases." It was an intriguing thought, and as the night wore on, I couldn't help but wonder if there was a connection between my dreams and the unsolved cases I encountered in my waking life. As I left the bar that night, a new determination filled me. I was going to delve deeper into the mysteries of the dream world. It was a path fraught with unknown dangers, but I couldn't resist the call of the enigmatic, the unexplained. With my dreamcatcher tucked securely in my pocket, I set off into the night, ready to face whatever secrets the dream world had in store for me, all while keeping an eye on the real world of crime that surrounded me. That night, as I lay in bed, my thoughts were consumed by the peculiar dreams that had been haunting me. The moonlight filtered through my curtains, casting a pale glow in the room. I couldn't shake the feeling that my dreams were more than just random occurrences in the night. As I drifted off to sleep, my mind once again plunged into the depths of the dream world. This time, I found myself in an ancient library, its shelves stacked with dusty books. The air was heavy with the smell of old parchment, and the flickering candlelight cast long, dancing shadows. "Claire, Claire." I followed the ethereal voice through the labyrinthine aisles. The whispered name seemed to lead me to a particular bookshelf, where a single tome stood out. Its spine was adorned with intricate, faded symbols. "You must unlock the knowledge, Claire." I reached out for the ancient book, my fingers brushing against the textured leather. As I opened it, the pages were filled with strange writings and illustrations, as if it held the secrets of the universe itself. Each page seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Seek the answers, Claire. I began to decipher the cryptic text, slowly unraveling the mysteries hidden within its pages. The symbols and words revealed themselves as pieces of a larger puzzle, one that connected the dreams I had experienced. I was on the verge of a profound revelation. The truth is within your grasp, Claire. But just as I felt on the brink of a breakthrough, the library started to crumble around me. The ancient shelves collapsed, and the books disintegrated into dust, swallowed by the void. Time is slipping away, Claire. Panicked, I reached for the Dreamcatcher, just as I had in my previous dream. I clutched it tightly and threw it at the encroaching darkness, hoping to ward off the imminent collapse of my dream. The Dreamcatcher glowed with a brilliant light, and the chaos around me dissipated. I awoke once more in my own bed, the warmth of the morning sun pouring through the curtains. Intrigued and determined to find answers, I resolved to dig deeper into the meaning of these dreams. The cryptic messages and the presence of the Dreamcatcher were all pieces of a puzzle waiting to be solved. But I knew that to truly understand, I needed to explore the mysteries of the dream world, where secrets were unveiled in the most enigmatic of ways. As I faced another day at the precinct, I couldn't help but feel that I was walking a thin line between two worlds, one filled with crime and investigation, and the other, a dream world fraught with riddles and whispers. The journey had just begun, and I was eager to follow the path that my dreams had laid out before me, even as I continued to navigate the world of law enforcement and crime solving. The days at the precinct blended together as I struggled to balance my responsibilities as a detective with the enigmatic world of my dreams. Jameson and I continued to tackle cases, but my newfound obsession with the dream world was never far from my thoughts. One afternoon, as I stared at the files on my desk, I decided it was time to confide in Jameson. We had been through thick and thin together, and I trusted his judgment. I leaned over to him, my voice low. "Jameson, there's something I need to tell you," I began, my words laced with caution. "I've been having these incredibly vivid dreams. They feel more like visions, and they're connected to our cases somehow." Jameson raised an eyebrow, a mix of curiosity and concern in his eyes. "Dreams, Claire? Are you sure you're not just stressed?" "I thought it might be stress too, but they're too real, too coherent. It's like they're trying to show me something," I replied, frustration creeping into my tone. Jameson leaned back in his chair, deep in thought. "Do you have any idea what they mean?" I shook my head. "Not yet, but I'm determined to find out. I think there's a connection between my dreams and our cases, and it's been bothering me for a while." He nodded, a supportive smile breaking through his otherwise stern demeanor. "All right, Claire. If anyone can get to the bottom of this, it's you. Just promise me you'll be careful." I offered a grateful nod, and we returned to our work, our friendship strengthened by the newfound trust and shared secret. As the weeks passed, I continued to research dream interpretation, the history of dream catchers, and the world of the paranormal. The more I delved into the subject, the more convinced I became that my dreams held the key to something far bigger than I could have imagined. One evening, while scouring the internet for information, I stumbled upon an article about a reclusive scholar, Dr. Marcus Harrington. He had dedicated his life to unraveling the mysteries of dreams and the dream world. According to the article, he resided in a secluded cabin deep in the woods, where he conducted his research. It was a long shot, but I was desperate for answers. The next day, I decided to seek out this elusive scholar, hoping that he could shed some light on my bizarre dreams. Armed with the Dreamcatcher tucked securely in my pocket, I left the precinct early and drove toward the heart of the forest, where Dr. Harrington's cabin was rumoured to be. The dense trees and the hushed stillness of the woods enveloped me as I ventured further from civilization. The sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the forest floor. It was an otherworldly beauty, but it was also a place filled with mysteries waiting to be unveiled. As I navigated the winding forest paths, I couldn't help but wonder if my journey into the heart of the wilderness would provide the answers I sought. I knew that there was something more to my dreams, something I had yet to discover. The forest held its secrets close, just like the dream world, and I was determined to unlock them both. The forest seemed to stretch endlessly, and my GPS guided me deeper into the woods. The cabin of Dr. Marcus Harrington was said to be secluded, but I hadn't expected the journey to be quite this challenging. The car finally came to a halt, and I stepped out into the wilderness, clutching the Dreamcatcher in my hand. The cabin was nestled among the ancient trees, a small rustic structure that seemed untouched by time. Smoke lazily rose from the chimney, a comforting sight amidst the eerie quiet of the woods. I approached the cabin cautiously, my heart racing. A thin wisp of smoke curling from the chimney signaled that Dr. Harrington was likely inside. I knocked on the weathered wooden door, my knuckles echoing in the stillness of the forest. Moments later, the door creaked open, revealing a tall man in his mid-40s. He had a few white streaks in his hair, which gave him a distinguished air, and his eyes were sharp and inquisitive. "Can I help you?" he inquired, his gaze searching. "I hope so, Dr. Harrington. My name is Claire Sanders, and I'm a detective," I explained, taking a step forward. "I've been experiencing these strange dreams that seem to be connected to my cases. I've read about your research on dreams, and I was hoping you could help me understand them." Dr. Harrington studied me for a moment before stepping aside, gesturing for me to enter. "Come in, Detective Sanders. It's not every day I have a detective seeking my guidance." The interior of the cabin was cluttered with books, notes, and diagrams, a testament to a lifetime of research. Dr. Harrington motioned for me to sit at a wooden table. As we spoke, I shared the details of my dreams, the Dreamcatcher, and the mysterious connection to my cases. His eyes widened with each revelation. "You're not the first to seek answers here," he said, his tone contemplative. "The dream world is a complex and enigmatic place. It's a realm where our subconscious thoughts and the supernatural collide. There are dreamers like you who are somehow chosen to explore this world." I leaned in, captivated by his words. "Chosen? But what's the purpose? Why me?" Dr. Harrington hesitated, then continued. "The dream world often has a message to convey, something vital that needs to be understood in the waking world. The Dreamcatcher serves as a bridge between the two realms, a conduit for understanding the messages of the dream world." As the scholar delved deeper into his knowledge of dreams, the hours slipped by. I listened intently, absorbing every word. The dream world, it seemed, was a place where the boundaries of reality and imagination merged, a place where answers to life's mysteries could be found. As I left Dr. Harrington's cabin, I was armed with a new sense of purpose. My dreams were no longer mere enigmas. They were keys to unlocking truths hidden in the shadows. I had embarked on a path that would lead me to confront not only the crimes of the waking world, but also the mysteries of the dream world. My journey had only just begun, but I was determined to unravel the secrets of the dreams, to discover the purpose behind my role as a dreamer. With the Dreamcatcher in hand, I set out into the wilderness, knowing that the answers lay not only in my past, but also in the uncharted territories of my dreams.